Now we can start.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is SAS-K, Skeptics and Atheists Society of Kenya. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to watch to the end and like and subscribe. So today, we're talking about animal rights. Yeah, animal rights. And we'll focus on animal testing, animal eating, and confinement as pets or in zoos. Thanks again for tuning in. Okay, so now, guys, I want to ask a question. Do you agree that we are animals? Human beings are just animals. Is that true? Are we animals or we are different?
Yeah, for me, we are animal.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Anybody else? How about Docas? Do you agree with animals?
Aha, absolutely. That's not an issue of opinion, it's a fact. Human beings are members of the mammalian family. We are mammals, and our family is Homo sapiens. Then I think apes. Yeah, we belong to the ape family. Our species is called Homo sapiens, and then the other level, I'm forgetting what it's usually called. I think the genus for humans is we are mammals. In fact, there's a rock group in 1999 that sang this song, "You and I Ain't Nothing But Mammals." So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Of course, they were talking about other things, but the point was home. We are animals. This comes with implications that are that can validate some of the subtopics that we'll address, like eating animals or like using them for medical testing. That that can validate it. With that said, we are a special type of animal because of our intelligence. Our intelligence and our incredible awareness of our environment. This gives us a custodian role over our environment, including other non-human animals. We shouldn't just say including animals because we are animals, but they are non-human animals. So there's a certain responsibility that we have towards them, whether this comes at no limit, whether we should treat non-human animals as humans is another story altogether, which I intend on debunking or challenging going forward. But yeah, that is my opening remark.
Okay. Thanks, Docas. Anyone else? Are we animals? Is there anyone who opposes that humans are animals? In your position? I think it's because we are skeptics and atheists. We're lucky. If it was a Christian here or something, it would be an argument. It's because we are skeptics and atheists. Okay, fine. So now the second question. Okay. Also, okay, Deve, go. Deve.
Yes, biologically, it is Dorcas explained the biology part. We have this ability, cognition. We have cognitive abilities. But maybe I should just stop there, because if I start saying that sometimes we do worse than other animals, then that cognitive ability, I start myself even putting that cognitive ability into question, because we are animals, our fellow animals don't kill just something that they're not going to eat, but we do. So that cognitive ability, I'm going to put it into question, but it's a matter of fact. It's a matter of biological fact, that our cognitive ability. Thank you.
David, is it correct if I say we are worse than animals? Humans, we are the worst kind of animal. Is that true?
Sometime there are times. For example, when we kill something that we are not going to eat, I think we are behaving below any living things, even below plants, because a plant will never kill anything unless it is fighting back. You know what I mean? But we have that cognitive ability, but we also have that ability of being, although people say that, oh, you are acting like an animal. No, you are not acting like an animal. You are acting like a human being, which means that you are able to do harm for no good reason at all. Thank you.
Yeah, Pandeve, I like that. That's so true. You're acting like a human being. That's very true. You always have to stop behaving like a wild animal. No, stop behaving human. That's how I can say we are the worst. Okay, thanks. Okay, now the second question, is it fair to say that animals have no voice? That animals do not have a voice for themselves. Only we can speak for them. Is that accurate? Thanks. Oh, David, is your hand up from before? Oh, okay, it's going down. Okay, I'm asking, is it right to say animals have no voice? They don't have a voice for themselves. Is that true? Okay, David, go.
Thanks, Muriuki. That slogan is problematic, because you mean they have no voice. How? A lion can roar and let you know exactly what is going to happen to you. So yes, animals have a voice.
No,
Maybe
David,
no.
no, David. I meant no. If they're in trouble, like if they're going through like a sickness, an epidemic or something, they can't speak for themselves. That's what I mean. If they have a disease, there's a disease that has come to a certain group of animals, they are being killed, like elephants being killed by poachers or rhinos. They can't speak for themselves. That's what I mean.
But they do. They an elephant will whistle. It has got that voice that it makes, the distress. They have a voice. Only we are not. We are so human. We don't want to understand, or we haven't taken the time to understand the distress call of animals. All animals have a way of expressing distress.
Okay, thank you. That's a new insight for me. Thanks. Okay, Dorcas. Dorcas. Okay.
Let me see if I can. Okay, I've turned on my camera. Do animals have a voice? Of course, they don't, because they don't have language skills. They have not evolved that capability. So they cannot directly express what they are going through. Nevertheless, we can still infer from their reactions how our treatment of them makes them feel. As to, in fact, I don't want to add. I don't want to add. Let me stick to the question, because it's a very short and direct question. Let me just stick to it. Yeah, they don't have a voice, but we can still deduce how they are experiencing the world around them, whether they are suffering. We can tell. We can tell an animal that is in distress. And it will usually show this in terms of its expressions or its habits. Do you know that animals can get depressed or stressed? And you see it when they show repetitive behavior, for instance, pacing about, or making funny noises that are not typical, of how it communicates, especially with members of its species. Sometimes an animal is stressed, a stressed animal bites itself. Yeah, it bites itself. You know, they mimic humans to a certain extent. In fact, if you want to understand animal perceptions, spend time with children. Children that have not yet learned how to talk. I do that. But there's some news, guys. I got a job at a daycare center. And the majority of our clients are toddlers, children between 2 to 3 years old. Many of them don't know how to speak well, especially the 2-year-olds, but they communicate. You can tell if they are in pain, they will wail. You can tell if they're excited. Like a dog, it wags its tail, or it jumps up and down, or it comes and licks you. So animals may not use language the way humans do, but they have a way of expressing how they feel about something. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dorcas. So when you guys hear animal rights, what do you hear? Those two as animal rights, what do you hear? Anyone? What does animal rights mean to you? Asta, no. When you hear animal rights, what do you hear?
Animal rights mean we are going to respect them. We are not going to torture them. So they have their right not to be tortured, not to be. We cannot use the word discrimination. So for me, it's about the torturing animal or misusing them. So that is the animal. And the animal rights can vary depending on who. For example, like me, I can just kill the rat, the mouse in my house, the cockroach, but to others, that is violation. So it depends.
Okay, thanks, Tano. Anyone else? What does animal rights mean to you? Dorcas, what does animal rights mean to you?
I see Ndebe has raised her hand before
Okay,
me.
fine. Okay, Ndebe, go. Ndebe, okay. Ndebe.
Okay. Thanks, Muriki. Now, animal rights, just like human rights, mean that we have a situation where something is going on that will affect adversely the animals in that area. It could be even all the animals in the water, but it can't be all the animals of the world, but animals in a certain situation. So, for example, let's take a drought. There's a drought. Okay. Now, animals have got their habitat. And like you and me, who can go bring the water to your house, the animals tend to want to go to drink wherever they drink and then go grazing or go doing whatever they do in their habitat. But if their habitat has been, sorry, I'm the H, I've got an issue with the H and E. And if their habitat has been affected in a certain, in an adverse, let's say by drought, if somebody does not, an animal rights activist or whatever, does not do something for those animals, then it means that those animals are going to be, they are going to be affected. So those rights, for their rights, we are saying there is a situation where these animals are not able to dig a well, unlike us. So we need to dig a well for them and make sure that they have water in their habitat. Instead of they change their habitat, they go to somewhere else where they will be risking some other different, making the risk maybe more, yeah, their life more riskier. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. In fact, I think it was 2023, we went to national park to feed some buffaloes and zebras because it was dry. I think it was 2023. So we had to get some hay and had to feed them. Yeah. Okay, Dorcas.
I believe that animal rights involve safeguarding animals' animals' access to a natural habitat, as Neve said. We shouldn't destroy their environment as human beings. They should be able to access it without our encroachment. However, there can be times when there's human wildlife conflict where that animal is now encroaching on our environment. And in such circumstances, self preservation carries the day. Yeah, we've heard of cases where elephants or lions come into the homesteads of the Maasai or people who live near the Mara. Maybe not even the Mara, the people who are near Langata Road, because Langata Road has the Nairobi Safari Park. And I think those people deserve to be protected from such situations because wild animals are dangerous to us. So it comes with a caveat. Protecting their environment should be a prerogative as long as we are the ones causing it. But if they are the ones that are coming at us, then we need to protect ourselves. Additionally, I think, now this might be controversial, and this will automatically remove me from the animal rights camp. I think animal rights can be trumped upon if there's a great benefit that human beings can derive from them, not just in terms of survival as food, but another benefit, which is in the medical field, because the medical field is essential in keeping us alive. Yeah, we use our intelligence in order to extend our lives or heal us from diseases that might kill us. So that is still a matter of survival, and animals can facilitate that process. So yes, I know I'm preempting the next discussion, but I think animal rights are sometimes in conflict with human rights. And to me, the latter should prevail. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dorcas. Dorcas, based on what you've just said, I read somewhere that animals don't get what we get. Most animals don't get the sicknesses we get naturally. In the natural world, the diseases we get, animals don't get them. So somebody was saying that it's tricky to test animals, yet they don't get the diseases or the what we get when we are sick or when we get distressed or a disease. Animals don't get them naturally. So now it's like we are forcing diseases on animals to get a cure. So now based on that, can you say animal testing fails? Even they say that when they use mice are not like us. The body of a mouse is different from a human being. So when you test things on mice, they say at times it fails. Like most of the time, 95% of the time. See, 95% of the time, when they use what they use for rats fails on human beings. So now there's a big risk using animals because they're not like us. So based on that can you say animal testing is not it will bring some problems there. Is that okay? Thanks.
I'm not sure about that statistic that you have cited. Allow me to confirm. I'm going to do a quick Google search on the effectiveness of animal testing in terms of whether it translates to human treatment because of the obviously different species, body parts, or workings of our bodies. So I cannot comment about it if I'm not confident about that figure. So I will do that shortly and then get back to you. But right off the bat, my understanding of animal testing is not that we are recreating human bodies. We know that a rat is different from a human. We know that a chimpanzee or what else I use? Guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are actually the poster child of animal testing. When somebody uses it metaphorically speaking, you want to use me as a guinea pig, eh? So yeah, guinea pigs are different from rats, and they're different from chimpanzees or mammals or other closer mammals in terms of their DNA structure. But the idea is to look at how our body parts are interconnected. For instance, a circulatory system in a certain non-human animal is very similar to a circulatory system in ours. A number of drugs have been tried on mice, or they've been tried on chimpanzees, and we've observed something similar in ours. Of course, it can never be as close to the human being, but it at least gives us a rough idea. Instead of going directly, what else? What else can we do? What's the alternative? These people, you people who oppose animal testing, what's the alternative? Do you want us to do it on humans directly? No. As I said, if human life is at risk, or if there's a conflict between prioritizing human life and animal life, and non-human animal life, then I will prioritize human life. Yeah. So that's what I would say on it. Let me just check on that statistic, and then I'll comment the next time. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dorcas. Anyone else? Don't you think that we are different species from rats and guinea pigs? So it's risky to use that as an example. And I read somewhere that what they test on mice fails on human beings at a high percentage. So it's risky. It's not always you'll kill an animal for no reason at all, because you do the test, then it fails. It won't work on a human being. So can you say it's risky using animals?
Morioki, I don't think the science they do things for the sake or because they wanted to just to destroy the animal. They have the evidence base that whenever the mouse and the pig and the chimpanzee, they are very close in terms of DNA and in the structure with the human being. That is why whenever they try the mouse and the pig and the monkey, that medicine definitely work in human beings after it have been tested. So when it fails, they modify it to become perfect. When the medicine become perfect, they can be able to cure those animals. Then they can use it in in human beings. And that is why they always try to that, because they cannot risk the human life when there is animal where they can risk. So we prefer to risk animals instead of risking ourselves.
Okay. Then I saw somewhere there are alternatives. There's okay. I'm no expert, but there's something called cell culture. They use computer models, and also they use organ on chip technology. So now, as in, they've come up with alternatives apart from using animals. Yeah, it's called cell culture, computer models, and what is it? Organ on chip technology. So those are the alternatives, eh? The alternatives. Okay. I just wanted to say that that there are other ways of testing which have come about. It's not a must now we use animals. Then okay, anyone else on that? That animals are different from us. Any other comment on that? Okay, fine. Then okay, like something like cosmetics. I find it or I don't know what to use. Even for cosmetics, they use animals to check this is not a sickness. So now I think cosmetics is very secondary. At least for medicine, I understand because you're saving lives. But even cosmetics is using animals to test cosmetics. I find that very secondary. Do you agree? Because cosmetics is not it's not a sickness. It's just how you look or how your skin reacts. So now for cosmetics, can you say we are overdoing it? Thanks. That's for the ladies, Kwanza, the ladies. I think for cosmetics, we overdo things using animals just to test something for beauty or something. Doctors, what do you think? Using animals for cosmetic testing.
Yeah, I think that one is a non-issue. It's not a priority. As I said, survival is the baseline. It's the most justifiable reason to use animals in medical testing. So cosmetics are not really an issue of survival, I think. Yeah, but now, with that said, does it mean that when a new cosmetic product is being introduced, we just directly give it to humans without assessing the risk rate on a less consequential species, if I can put it that way? Again, I'm usually wary of putting so many restrictions on science or scientific progress based on concerns about a non-human species. I don't know. I'm caught between a rock and a hard place for that one. But right off the bat, I'm thinking cosmetics not really a priority.
That's good to hear. Neve, do you agree? Neve, your take on cosmetics, is it worth it?
As for cosmetics, it's tricky, but the same people who are for whom the test is being done are the same people who will be digging a well to protect the animals. So, I mean, you see where I'm going with this?
No, Douglas, no. Sorry, I don't. Where
You
you
protect the humans who protect the animals. Even if it is cosmetics.
But cosmetics, it's so secondary. Yeah, it's secondary. It's not a sickness. It's not a life and death.
Yes, but the people who use the cosmetics are the same people who will be shelling the millions to protect the animals and to protect the environment of the animals.
Okay, fine.
My opinion, anyway.
No, in fact, even the UK has banned cosmetic animal testing. The UK, they banned cosmetic animal testing. Even who else? Yeah. Even the European Union also. The UK and the European Union, they banned animal testing for cosmetics. Yeah. So okay, so that's So I think we've talked about.
I'm not surprised that Europe is usually environmentally, they are usually ahead of North America. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, fine. Okay. Then okay. Now we've talked about we've talked about animal testing. Now animal eating. It's been proven that human beings, it's not a must to eat meat. It's been proven that by even research has shown human beings, it's not a must to eat meat. That what you get from meat can be gotten from a plant-based diet. So it's been proven it's not a must to eat animals. You guys, what do you think? It's not me. It's proven that it's not a must human beings eat meat. We're not like lions or leopards. You can survive without meat. And what we get in meat can be gotten from plant-based food. So, as in the point is that it's not a must we eat animals anymore. So, what do you guys think on that? Capital letter J.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. So, okay, yeah, I guess I agree with almost everything that has been said about animal testing, medicine, and about cosmetic. Of course, it's okay to ban that. And about meat, yeah, as you've said, we don't need meat in our diet. Yeah. The reason maybe if someone was to say about why a justification for eating meat will be they need access to vitamin B12 because that's what meat has, and you cannot get it in adequate sources outside meat. But we have very affordable supplements. You can get them anywhere for vitamin B12. And so for someone with access to vitamin B12, you can go to a pharmacy or a supplement shop and buy. There is really no justification for eating meat, right? We shouldn't think of meat just as a dish, but we should think of where it comes from, the suffering that is caused to that animal, and the animal it didn't choose to die, and we can say or assume that the animal wanted to live. Yeah, it didn't say it wanted to die, and given the option, it would have run away from that slaughterhouse, right? So we can say that it is moral to not, it is immoral to eat meat because the only reason meat is consumed in this instance is for pleasure. Yeah, you're just killing an animal because you like how it tastes, not for any other reason. That is all. Thank you.
Capital letter J. Are you a vegan by any chance? Are you vegan or vegetarian?
I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat.
Oh, thanks. I'm vegan myself. At least me, I'm a vegan. I was first vegetarian, then I went to vegan. Yeah, good. It's good to see there's someone like me. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you guys, what do you think?
I'm getting
Yeah.
there soon. I'll be a vegan soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Then I saw even this B12 can be gotten from plant based. This vitamin, this thing you're saying, B12, it can be gotten from plant based. I read that somewhere. I don't know. I read that somewhere. It's not a must to get B12 from meat.
I don't think you can get sufficient quantities from plants. Maybe the bacteria in the plants or something, but usually it is just advisable to supplement.
Okay, fine. Okay, Dockers can go. Dockers.
Okay, I vehemently disagree with that fact. But before I get to, not fact, but with that assertion, it's not a fact, it's an assertion. The assertion made by capital letter J and by you, Morioki, our resident vegan. But before I get there, let me read what I'm seeing. I've not internalized it so much, but as I said, I was looking at that figure which you quoted on animal testing. You said 95% of it does not translate to human treatment. That lab testing on animals fails 95% of the time. So according to the Understanding Animal Research website, it has a headline called the 90% myth, and it says that where is the paragraph I wanted to read? Where is the paragraph? Here it is. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Gosh, I've lost that paragraph. My goodness. Okay, let me look for that paragraph. Then I'll read it as soon as I do, but I can be commenting. Oh, okay. Yeah, here it is. So they're saying the drug attrition rate, which is in 90%, isn't due to the use of animals, and there's no such thing as a drug that's developed and tested using only animals before heading to human trials. So it breaks down the stages of clinical trials in the form of a chart and says we start with the lab studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. So lab studies involve animals and cell studies. So that alternative that you were talking about, Morioki, of cell studies, unfortunately, that isn't very effective because it doesn't show how organs are interlinked with each other. But it falls in the same category, animals and cell studies. Then after that, you go to the safety of the medication on a small group of people, and then safety and effectiveness with a slightly larger group. And then phase 3 is effectiveness on hundreds to thousands of people. And finally, long-term effectiveness compared to new treatment to standard treatment. So you find that 90% is for all the phases. For the animal testing, they give a small breakdown of how it translates depending on the organs under analysis. For dog to human, the pulmonary organ is 96% translation. Mouse to human is 95%. Gastrointestinal is 76% and 69%. Then as you continue with these small groups, big groups, among humans, it starts to reduce some more because of our specificities as human beings. Yeah, so you mentioned something like 40% of potential new drugs are ultimately removed due to failing this pre-human test. So it's 40%, not necessarily that 90% studied. Maybe those are alarmists, animal rights alarmists. Now, let me get to eating meat. Unfortunately, I cannot highlight all the reasons why I am against not eating meat. I'm against the vegetarian or vegan endorsement. I can't state all of it because this will now become a monologue. I'll just say a bit, then allow somebody else to speak, and then I'll continue after, just to break the monotony. The main reason why we need to eat meat is health. As I said, it's an issue of survival. We as human beings evolved to be omnivores. We have a taste for meat, not because of pleasure, as capital J affirms, but because our taste buds evolved to like meat. Cows have a taste for grass. You will put meat in front of a cow and it will feel nothing. Lizards have a taste for insects because that's how they evolved. We have a taste for meat because that's how we evolved as omnivores. And why do our taste buds have an affinity for meat? Because we need it for our health. I got this material from ex-vegans. In the same way, I became an atheist partly because of listening to ex-Christians or ex-Muslims. I got to my position on being a non-vegan by listening to ex-vegans. What is it that would make people who are so fervent about their belief system abandon it? Somebody like Alex O'Connor, formerly Cosmic Skeptic, who was a really vocal vegan, surrendered, left the movement. One of these reasons is people who have gastrointestinal issues. And Alex O'Connor has irritable bowel syndrome. Yours faithfully, I suffer from irritable bowel syndrome. I cannot eat legumes or plant-based proteins. Plant-based proteins are predominantly from legumes like minji, beans, and green grams. So that category of people with gastrointestinal issues are completely justified in not being vegan. Apart from them, there are also a number of people, actually the majority of us as human beings, we lack access to very essential nutrients, not just that B12. By the way, what is the usefulness of vitamin B12? It is pivotal in helping brain function. Around 52% to 70% of vegans have a deficit of vitamin B12. So, if you do not supplement your diet, you will develop depression, anxiety, and brain fog. Now, supplementation has been given as a solution by capital letter J and many vegans. However, there are a lot of challenges that come with supplementing your food, replacing food with supplements. Supplements can come with side effects. Supplements can come with an imbalance in giving the right dosage. So sometimes you can take too much of the supplements, and that leads to certain outcomes like liver damage or a birth defect. Imagine giving birth to a child who has some birth defects because you over supplemented on something like vitamin A. By the way, that one can bring those problems. Excessive iron in your body can lead to vomiting, nausea, and liver. Vitamin K, if you take too much of it, it undermines the blood thinner. And then it also, supplementation also causes some contraindications when you are taking other medications, when you're on treatment for other medications. So that was vitamin B12, but there are several other nutrients that are not easily available from plant sources. It's not that they're entirely unavailable, but the efficiency of converting that nutrient from plant sources to our bodies is so low that you are likely to develop deficiencies. If you are a
Doctor,
vegan,
2 minutes,
and
Doctor, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Thank you. I'll noted. If you're a vegan and you want to be healthy, you have to supplement the following: vitamin D. If you live in a place that doesn't have a lot of solar, vitamin K2. You have to supplement iron. You have to supplement magnesium, calcium, zinc, iron, selenium, omega-3, iodine, and much more. These nutrients are responsible for things like your metabolism, brain development, bone density. You are more susceptible to bone breakage and stuff like that. It's not your regular individual who can balance all those supplements. You are causing yourself to be sick because I'm empathizing. on animals. No, thank you. I'll prioritize my health all day, every day. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Deve?
Oh, wow. I should have gone before Dorcas. So let me start by pointing a finger or just saying to look at India. In India, and India is a good place to look because many people there revere the cow, and cow being a big source of meat, so many people are vegetarians. And I think India has had a big population that has been vegetarian for a long time. And vegan, sorry, or vegetarian for a long time. And I think while I can say from observation that they've got it down to a science, if you take a look at the people, I wouldn't say that they have any deficiency of mind or anything, but you can generally see when it comes to athletics and sports, there is one of your answers. And I'm not going to go into this because I don't think it is not scientific, it's just observational in appearance and in vigor. Can we say in vigor, in physical vigor? Something like that. Okay. Now, the other part that I wanted to mention of meat is iron. Now, iron that is readily available, quick, absorbable by ourselves, it is in meat. Now, vegetables do have absorbable iron, but it is just 2 to 10%. You don't want, you want to take advantage of how much. So if you have got a little piece of meat, a little amount of meat, and a little amount of beans, the person that is having a little amount of meat have got an advantage right there. Because how much beans are you going to eat to be able to have absorbable iron for the blood to go straight into the blood? I think right there is something that the vegans have got to look at, because beans are available. Yes, I love beans, but I do know that for me not to become anemic, I need meat. All right. The other thing that I wanted to point out to the people who talk about the supplements. Would you supplement? Can everything become supplement? Supplement your protein, supplement your vitamins, supplement this and supplement. Why not just supplement everything and just forget about food? If you can supplement meat and you can supplement other things, maybe you can supplement everything else. However, doing that puts you in a bad situation, because the different things that we eat, each has got a part to play. You have got a diversity. You want a diversity of things. And meat is one of them. Chicken, whatever, rabbit or hare or whatever kind of meat, different sources of meat, because each one is you right there you have a diversity for yourself. Actually, it's a biodiversity of food, not just doing I also wouldn't want to do meat only. I want to do meat, and I want to do beans, and I want to do peas, nataka ndengu, nataka sukuma wiki. So that diversity is what we win with. We are humans, and we do take advantage of everything that is available. So if we don't eat all this meat, what's going to happen to it? Again, are they going to be roaming on the streets like in India? Thank you.
David, don't keep them. Why we took them from the all animals are wild. Goats, chickens, they are once wild, right? It's us who took them from the natural habitat, right?
Oh yeah, all right. I agree. You let go your dogs too.
I don't kill my dogs. I don't eat them. They live because they die. I don't keep them to kill and eat. They live because they longevity till they die.
Let
Natural
them go
death.
back. Let them go back to their environment.
But dogs, I won't kill them. Get that? I won't kill them. I won't kill them in any way. They live because they die like me. They want to die, they'll die like me. Live life till you die. I won't take them out. I got the difference.
So we can keep the cows as pets.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, fine. Yes. Don't kill them. Yes.
That's an awful life. They should be. Well, anyway, it's all right. That's okay. That's okay. So we let them go.
Okay, Dorcas, 2 minutes. You said if you give a lizard insects, it will eat. If you give a cow grass, it will eat. Now, Dorcas, just answer this. If I give you raw meat, will you eat it?
Yes, it depends on the variety. If it is sushi, I will eat it. Even insects. The Luya are renowned for eating these insects that come after the rain. They are called zitswa. Hey, I will eat it. And in fact, among 5-star diners, we have the medium rare variety of meat or the rare variety as well. People are like that. Some pastoralist communities even engage in eating, in drinking cow blood. So, yeah, it depends on the context. But why were you asking?
No, can you eat raw chicken and raw cow? Raw chicken, raw cow. Can you eat that? Can you eat raw chicken, raw cow meat?
No, but why does it matter to you? How is this?
Yeah,
how is this related to the debate?
Yeah, I'm trying to show you that we've evolved. That it's not a must. You see, you're right. If a lizard gets an insect, it won't hesitate. If a cow gets grass, no hesitation. But a human being, if you give them raw meat, they'll hesitate. Because now you have to cook it, you have to spice it.
So in that vein, Morioki, can you eat raw rice? Can you eat raw dengu? Can you eat raw dengu? If that is the criteria for choosing food types, can you eat raw dengu? You cannot.
No,
So it's a null.
No, Dorcas, I brought him. Listen, Dorcas, I brought him because you killed. This cow has been killed. It's been murdered. It's been killed by someone. So that blood, that red meat of this killed animal, you can't eat it. Okay, that's what the difference anyway. That's what I'm bringing in the cow, the raw chicken and raw because this animal has been killed. It's been killed. Yeah.
So it's the cycle of life. Animals eat other animals. Animals kill other animals. As we established at the beginning of the meeting, we are animals. We ain't nothing but mammals. So I'm going to kill it and I'm going to eat it. I'm going to cook it and I will eat it.
Okay, fine. Douglas, can you kill now? Have you learned to kill cows? Have you learned to kill cows, chickens? Have you learned?
No, but I can ask you the same question as well. Have you learned how to make let's say some complex vegan dish from the Indian community? You don't necessarily have to know how to do something in order to consume it. Again, that is a redundant point.
No, it's not. We're talking about animal rights. You're killing animal rights, not forget about the vegan. You're killing a cow or a goat. Animal rights, yeah. We're discussing animal rights. So you're killing this animal. You're taking its life away. Yeah.
I don't care.
You're doing murder.
I don't care about advancing animal rights if my rights as a human are compromised. I'll prioritize my rights over yours. And in fact, that's an issue I have with you vegans and animal rights advocates. You prioritize animal rights over human rights. How twisted, how upside down is it? I've just explained to you. I've just explained to you in my previous contribution how crucial it is for our health, and you're still telling me let's ignore that and let's just concentrate on protecting animal rights. No, thank you.
Well, I think that I will be now advocating for plant right. Why are we killing the maize?
Stano, we repeat this thing. Can you compare maize and a goat? How can you guys don't get it? How do you compare maize and a goat? I don't get it. How do you compare the
we
two?
cannot compare. We cannot
Yeah.
compare. So we should you can advocate for human for animals right, but I can also advocate for plant right.
For why? What's wrong in the plant? What's wrong in cutting a maize cob or a banana? What's wrong in that? Cutting skuma wiki from the shamba. What's wrong in that?
Oh, the same thing we do. We demonstrate the animal like cow. We feed them so that we're able to eat them or to get milk from them. The same case we do to the maize. We plant them. We do everything so that we may able to get food to eat. So everything we just do it for our own benefit to get food from it. So for maize, we kill them. We eat their children, the potential seed that will become a maize. So they are children, and we normally eat. The same with the animal. We feed the animal. When they grow up, we eat them. So we can advocate also the right for animals, for plants, if we go in that dimension.
Bastano, in the beginning, we agreed they were animals. That's why I asked the question, are we animals? You said yes. So you see, now you're an animal eating another animal. As vegans and vegetarians, we are animals eating plants. Get the difference? You're an animal eating another animal. As you're eating plants. That's what the difference is.
Okay, but the plant eat animals. Do you agree with that?
What plants?
Plant eat animals.
Yeah, there's a plant there I know which it's. Well, yeah, I know it. There's a plant.
Not about only that, but also when the animals die, they are being fed by plants. So when the animal die, we feed them.
I'm lost. I'm lost. What do you mean? I'm lost there. I'm lost. What do you mean? I'm lost. See, I don't get it. I don't get it. When the animal dies, the plant. I
mean animal when animal are manure of plants.
Oh yeah, okay. When animal dies,
when they die, including us.
Yeah.
It's just a cycle ecosystem.
But Stano, how did you die? Were you killed? You died a natural death? How did you die? You weren't killed. Okay, it's okay. A capital letter J.
Thank you for the opportunity. I think I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to try and do it fast, but to start with, the reason why they are animal rights activists, like maybe some of you may call me so, is because animals are suffering, and that is what we want to end. We want to end needless suffering of animals, right? A plant cannot feel pain. It has no nervous system. Yeah, it cannot be able to process that feeling. So it's just like hair. You can so you're not causing any suffering with that. Of course, there is exceptions to this. Yeah, of course, what you're talking about when we talk of veganism is ending needless animal suffering. So if you are sick and you have to eat meat, that is not needless suffering. Yeah, there is a justification there. You are trying to preserve self-preservation. The same as survival. Like if maybe I'm lost in an island and there is only meat, I'm going to eat meat because it's not. I'm not doing it for fun. Yeah, I'm doing it for survival. So that is what I wanted to put up across. And there was also a point about, we evolved to eat meat and whatnot. And there was a good point that was raised about eating raw meat. Yeah, Homo erectus and Molecular is the one who discovered fire, right? All the other ancestors before that used to eat raw meat, and we evolved for very many years, millions of years eating raw meat. Does it mean that you will do that, right? We also evolved to be very violent. Yeah, right now at least we're in civilizations and people do not murder each other every time. Yeah, but does it mean that you become that, right? If you look at some of the early man fossils, you'll find evidence of tool use on the bones, meaning there was cannibalism. Does it mean you become a cannibal right now because your ancestors evolved to do that, right? Yeah, we are animals of higher order thinking, yeah, and we can purposely take action to not cause suffering on other animals needlessly. The keyword there, right? So using other people's confessions, I don't know, ex-vegans or what, to come up with a point. That's not anything. It's like someone telling you, I don't know, I went to heaven and did this and I saw this, or someone telling you, no, I became an atheist because Satan came to me in my dream and told me this and this. You are looking at the facts, not people's, whatever imagined or whatever realities they are saying that that cannot be verified, but the facts are there to tell us what actually happens. Dosage about these multivitamins, taking vitamins is a non-issue. You can also eat meat, and you eat so much meat, you start getting gout, obesity, and other lifestyle diseases, right? So just the way you're regulating your meat intake is the same way a vegan shall regulate their supplement intake. You can also even take multivitamins. It's not a must you do, or just B12 by itself. There is really no issue with that. We are not dumb enough to overdose if you are not dumb enough to eat meat to your death, right? Another thing is that efficiency does not mean anything here. I don't know, eating meat is more efficient. I'm sure if there are things that you would do that would be more efficient, but are not going and stealing money from a bank or someone. You don't have to work a whole month to get that money. You can get that money easy, but is that the right thing to do just because it is more efficient? Yeah. Another thing is, which you should put in mind here, is that you didn't choose to be born a human being. You could have been born a cow, a sheep, or anything. Yeah. Now ask yourself, if you are born a cow, how would you want to be treated? If you are born a goat, how would you want to be treated? Because that is the case that happens, right? You did nothing to be born a human being. About India, those are the most populous people almost the most populous people in this world. They are a billion strong, and they don't eat meat. Here we will be eating meat. I don't know how many millions in the whole of Africa, like 300 million or something, right? So if you even look at the larger facts, India is doing far much better than us. Supplements, we are not taking supplements for fun, that we are going to supplement. We are going to stop taking food and then we start using supplements for fun. We are taking it because we do not want to cause needless suffering on these animals. If you have an option to go and do something that shall be less painful to another individual that can experience pain or suffering, it is only moral to do so. Yeah? And of course, the reason we have so many animals is because we farm them so much. If you look at the chicken farms we have, yeah, there are even more chicken than people right now. Not in the world, but in farms, I don't know where, more cows, more sheep. All these animals are reared by us humans. If we stop rearing them, their numbers will drop very quickly. And of course, the suffering all these animals are going through would drop also so quickly. So I guess I'd talked about maize rights, right? Now you said that these plants cannot be able to process pain or suffering. They can express some stimuli or response to stimuli, but that does not mean it's pain, because pain we know is processed in the brain. So that is all I wanted to share. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I can also handle the question that you asked. What if I was born as a gazelle in one drive? How will I be treated, or how will I feel when I'm being treated by lion and leopard?
The thing is, if you are born a gazelle and someone comes and kills you for fun. You know, what people call sport hunting or anything. No, that would be the scenario here, but not a lion.
Stano, the gazelle is free.
So that
In the
means
wild,
killing for
it's
food
free.
is okay.
No, Stano, in the wild, the gazelle is free. Like in the homestead, the cow is a prisoner. The goat is in a prison. The chicken is in a prisoner, and then you kill it. In the wild, the gazelle is free. It roams freely. Haijafungiwa na mtu. It's very free. Get the difference?
So it's okay to be born as a gazelle.
No, if a lion has no choice, eh? Lion has no choice. You have a choice not to eat meat. A lion has no choice. Okay, sir, and then okay, fine. And then even this the WHO, they say that well-planned vegan diets are healthier. Like even plant-based diets, they lower risk of heart disease. Even they reduce risk of cancer, of some cancers. Then even the environment, like the Amazon forest, it's been cleared because of cattle ranching. They're destroying forests just to keep cattle. Then also, if you eat plants directly, you require less land. So being a vegan or vegetarian, the environment is also it's been secured somehow. Like in meat cattle ranches, that's messing up the environment. So that, again, that's another bad thing of keeping animals because of the environment. Okay, Ndeve?
Thank you, Muriuki. Well, that is this is heading there. So we agreed that we are animals, we are primates. For sure, not all primates are omnivores. We are omnivores, but the majority are. Chimpanzees, baboons, and all, they consume plants and animals together. I'm wondering whether there is no evolutionary something there. I am just saying that there could be something there, evolutionary. Now, the other thing is that yes, we agreed that we are animals, and we do know that animals eat other animals. So it shouldn't be too unusual for us to eat other animals. A lion, well, you'll eat the gazelle. Does the gazelle want to be eaten? No. That's why it developed to very good sprint. Another point that had been touted there is, okay, the rights of the plant. I know Stano was going there, or actually Stano went there. And in the chat over and over again, we do say that plants hurt when you go and cut sukuma wiki. It withers right away. It withers. It will never produce. And the leaf withers right away as we bring it home to eat it. So I don't know, when you are advocating for the rights of the animals, what about the rights of the plant? You pluck a mango and you eat it. I don't know, that mango tree would rather keep its baby with it until it falls and becomes humus and feeds the plant, or it goes and grows another little mango. But you take the mango, you eat it, and then maybe you don't plant another mango. Yeah, I don't know what about the plants. And but that one does not matter very much, because every piece of soil that we grow our plants is maybe made of blood, made of bones of another animal or another human being. So there really isn't a vegan as such. You are eating meat indirectly. I've done with harming And so as such, we have always killed to eat, no matter what it is that you are killing. If you are going to eat Muriuki or me, I have to kill something so that I can eat, a plant or an animal. Animals do that. Plants do that. Plants, they kill in another way. They absorb what has already been killed. The animals that have already been killed, they are absorbing dinosaur remains, and we are eating that. That's how I look at it. I'm not a vegan. Even if I did not eat meat, I would not be a vegan. I would be consuming meat indirectly. Thank you.
Deve, when you kill that cow, you see the skuma in the farm and the spinach, you pluck the leaves, the plant remains intact. Then the leaves come again. But when you kill that the cow or the goat, it's gone for good. But the skuma, the spinach, they'll remain there. You move the leaves, for a while you water it, the leaves come again, the leaves keep growing. Can you see the difference between a skuma plant and killing a cow?
Oh, that is true. That is true. But you are forgetting that I can eat the baby of my cow and leave the cow, or eat the cow and leave the baby. The same thing with the beans. You are taking bean babies from a bean, and once you eat it, you can say, oh, I left some of the beans to plant again, but you did take some of the babies and you went and you ate them. Just the same way that I took a baby of a cow and I went and I ate it. Yes?
Yeah, I hear, Doctors, I hear you. Sorry, maybe I hear you. But
Yeah.
now all this comes back. Okay, all this comes back to animal suffering. What's suffering more, the cow or the skuma plant?
They are all suffering.
The bloodshed. You're shedding blood like yours. Animal blood is being shed. Animal blood.
There is a plant sap in plants, and when I cut that, you look at a sukuma wiki, you cut it and you look at the end where you have cut, you will see sap. That's plant blood. Yes, and that is what makes sukuma wiki so. That is what makes sukuma wiki so yummy. Because if it was dry, it would just become a kuni. You wouldn't be able to eat it. But it is there. It is supple. It has got sap. That is the plant blood. Hello.
And
Yes,
yeah, but
yes.
to add on that, unless we think it as hope and does not have brand, because it's not trend, it's fluid.
But no grasshopper and skuma. How do you compare the two?
No, we were talking about the brand. If the brand have no brand because it's not trend, then even the grasshopper because it's not trend.
No, I didn't say that. But now grasshopper is
no,
more
I was just commenting for Deve. I was just adding the tip to Deve's speech.
Thanks,
okay,
Stano.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
so
fine.
just
Okay,
so just because it is not red, you can't say it is not deadly or it is not gory, because gory, that once you cut your sukuma wiki, it is just gory as cutting off the neck of a cow.
So plants and animals, they're the same too. No difference, eh? Two plants and animals are the same, eh?
The life is life.
Okay. Dorcas, go. Dorcas.
Okay. I want to rebut the rebuttal given by capital letter J. First of all, he attacked my reference to ex-vegans by saying that is anecdotal and it does not hold water in a discussion about facts. But what are facts? Facts are a combination of lived experiences. I'm not saying I only stopped at ex-vegan videos or articles. They were a starting point for me. Like I was trying to understand why would somebody be vegan and then leave this community. So I would hear from the ex-vegans. They would mention one thing, they'd mention this thing, that thing, the other thing. And then I would go and consult the empirical literature on the same to see whether it supports their assertions. And I would find that very often it would. For example, that explanation of how pregnant mothers um, were putting their unborn children at risk when they were on a vegan diet because they would report a stunted growth. Your child is likely to have stunted growth or not to reach their potential for their height because of certain missing nutrients in the vegan diet. That is supported by the literature, and it's a fact. And the literature also gave that information that supplementation is often ineffective. In some instances, you can supplement, I'm forgetting what that nutrient is, but continually supplementing with that nutrient eventually compromises your ability to process that nutrient in the long term. So it creates long-term health implications. So I did not just stop at anecdotes. Facts are a combination of many lived experiences which are measured across large populations, and that's what the research assisted me with. But the anecdotes were helpful in illuminating a starting point because I wouldn't know what to search for under Google Scholar if I don't understand what was the trigger point for these ex-vegans. Another thing he talked about is evolution and how he said evolution is not a good argument. And I agree because I hear it in feminist circles where men keep saying that men evolved to be providers and women evolved to seek provider men. This is how it has always been done. Women have always been, like they're arguing from tradition and they're arguing from evolution, and that is usually not a good point of rhetoric. But in certain instances, especially when we're looking at the biological component, when evolution, when your tendency to fight evolution leads to biologically harmful outcomes, then we need to stop fighting evolution. We should fight evolution when it causes negative consequences, when it's harmful to us. So, for instance, those misogynist men, or men who are not even men, any human being who is violent. We evolved to be violent in order to protect ourselves, but we should stop the violence when it's causing harm to us. Of course, it's a thing that undermines human well-being. So, similarly, for us, we are fighting evolution by forcing ourselves to go vegan, and this is causing negative biological consequences. So I'm not going to go down that path of most resistance. If a path of least resistance that is also in line with my evolution applies. Another thing he spoke about is downplaying the impact of supplementation. He was talking about multivitamins and how, that's a catch-all for most of the nutritional challenges that vegans might face. So I think that we must not downplay this impact. Multivitamins are not a panacea because often actually they give vegans or whoever is dependent on them this false sense of security by making them assume that now I have all my nutrients covered. But what about the omega-3? What about protein supplementation? Those ones, or the other things that I mentioned, zinc, calcium, iron. There are so many other nutrients that are not vitamins, and they have to be considered specifically. In fact, that one on proteins, it has been shown that if you eat animal proteins, you tend to have an easier time in developing muscle mass. And you also tend to be fuller for longer. You don't experience as many hunger pangs as you would on a vegan diet that is calorie managed. If you overcompensate with too many calories, again, that will be a problem. And in fact, that has been shown for some vegans. The fact that they are not eating animal protein is making them overcompensate with taking high amounts of calories, and that is problematic. But those that do not tend to experience a lot of hunger pangs, and they struggle with developing muscle mass. Now, this brings me to the issue of efficiency. You spoke about efficiency as though it is a good thing to have, as though it's just us being greedy as human beings. When we talk about efficiency in converting nutrients, what we mean is how effective is the body at tapping that nutrient, at getting that nutrient from the food source. For animals, for animal proteins or animal food sources, it's usually on autopilot, because again we evolved for that. We don't have to consider the nitty gritties of having the right balance, because our bodies will deal with that on their own. Of course, within reason. Everything, when taken to excess, is a problem. As you cited, taking too much meat is a problem. It might cause some health repercussions, as is the case with taking too many plant sources, plant carbohydrate sources. It's also problematic in its own right. But if we are just assuming you are a normal human being who is not overdoing it, it is easy, not easy, but it is more healthy for you to rely on animal proteins rather than plant proteins. For example, something like spinach, it has a conversion rate of 12:1 compared to something like liver. If you took liver for iron, or animal, any meat, any red meat for iron, the ratio of conversion of that iron to the iron that you need in your body would be 12:1. So if you rely only on spinach as a source of iron, then chances are that you will be deficient in it and you'll develop anemia. And then when you supplement, there are always the challenges of maintaining that balance and dealing with the side effects, which often are long term. Supplements do not mimic the complex matrix of food that is naturally available. So you're causing me all these problems. You are making me vulnerable to all of these challenges, all these cognitive impairments, all these bone structure problems, inflammation, etc., simply because I'm considering the impact on another species. No, thank you. Finally, on that issue of animal suffering, yes, I concede, capital letter J, that we should care about causing unnecessary suffering to creatures that can experience it. But now that definition of what is necessary is where you vegans and I differ. For me, it is necessary, as long as it's affecting my health, it is necessary for me to kill that animal for food. Yeah. What can we do as meat eaters, maybe to mitigate it? I think we can try to propagate organic farming. I'm against factory farming. I think that one, it causes a lot of wastage. And in fact, wastage is one of the reasons that cause environmental harm or environmental damage. So maybe we can promote factory farming, and also we can promote less meat eating. I believe for the average Kenyan, meat is not a daily thing. It's with this economy of ours. Me, if I look at my history over the past month, I've taken red meat maybe 3 times. Yeah, but I do take animal proteins regularly, like eggs. I can't finish 2 days without eating eggs. I need that plant protein. And then with something like yogurt, I take that at least once a week. I think those ones are really beneficial, especially for bone health and such, dairy products, that is. So yeah, we can work we can work through a happy medium. We can try and reduce factory farming. We can try and promote organic farming, but to totally eradicate the eating of animal meat and not body.
Okay, thanks, Douglas. Douglas, quick question, eh? Can I say, based on evolution, as guys, we use our conscience and you don't. Is that right?
Who is us, guys?
Vegans and vegetarians. We've evolved our conscience. So we use it, you guys, you don't.
Look at me. I'm a vegan. I'm better than you. I'm more moral than you. No, I disagree with you. Please get off your high horse. You're not more superior than me. Morality, according to my understanding, I'm a humanist. Morality is defined on the basis of advancing human well being and reducing human suffering. So I am going to concentrate on reducing human suffering. That is my priority. I am not more moral than you. I've met vegans who will shout from the rooftops about the killing of animals, but they will kill human beings, or they'll do terrible, or they'll do other immoral things to their fellow humans. So my priority is a human being. And some vegans call me a speciesist. It's okay. If the shoe fits, I'll wear it.
Okay, fine. Okay, then this thing of keeping pets and animals in zoos, before they were speaks. Now we're going to the last point of keeping animals in pets. I mean, as pets and in a zoo. In fact, recently we went to a national park. People are complaining that the lions there, the lion looks it's not well fed. Now, for me personally, I'm against keeping animals in zoos. They should be free in the wild to roam. So I'm against keeping animals like lions confined somewhere in for guests to see. I find that it's not fair for the animal. So I don't know what you guys think about zoos. For pets, I'm also against pets. I don't keep pets. Like in the country, I keep dogs because apparently I'm in a bush, so I have no choice. But if I have a choice, like in Nairobi, I have no pets. I believe animals should be free unless you have no choice. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of keeping pets and zoos, and yeah, keeping animals in enclosed places? Kendeve.
Thank you, Muriuki. I want to ask the vegans here a question. Maybe 2 questions. So, are plants alive? Is a plant life, okay? Because okay, plant life. And can we harm plant life? Can we distress plant life?
So, David.
Yes.
Yes. I could answer.
Okay,
Yeah.
go answer. Answer. Fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, plants are alive, and yes, plants demonstrate responses to like being grazed on, being picked, etc. But the reason why we're talking about veganism and vegetarianism and what is not to kill animals, period. Yeah. The reason we are talking about it is not to kill animals needlessly. Yeah. There are people who the only thing they can eat are animals. It's fine. There are people who, if they don't eat animals, they'll be sick. Or animal protein, they'll be sick. It's fine. Yeah. What we are talking of is stopping needless suffering. Eating animals for fun. Eating animals because you do not want to take vitamin B12 or something. Now, going to this argument on plants that you're making, plants do respond to stimuli, but we have no evidence that they can experience pain or suffering like we do know animals do. Yeah. So even when you cut, maybe a plant is being grazed on and it releases some chemical, I don't know, a thing or something to tell other plants it's being grazed on, it does not mean that it is feeling what? It is feeling pain, right? Pain in like humans and other animals, as we know, is perceived in the brain. There are people who have a disorder in the brain and they cannot feel pain at all. Yeah, you cut them, they cannot feel pain. Those people, of course, grow up with many problems because they have tried to pull out their eyes. They cannot feel any pain. Yeah, it's because it is processed in their brain. Plants don't have brains or neurons to transport the pain signal and to make it to experience it. So you're not causing any harm or needless suffering. Oh, yes, you're causing harm maybe to the plant, but you're not causing needless suffering or suffering to the plant because it cannot suffer. Like there are vegans who eat oysters and other animals that do not have brains and cannot experience pain. It's moral. It's moral because you're not causing suffering, which is the key. The key word here is suffering. It's not don't kill animals or don't eat animals. If a buffalo is attacking me, I'll kill it. Yeah. It's okay with that because I'm not killing it needlessly. I'm not killing it for fun. I'm not killing it needlessly. So even when you talk about this discussion, it is always good we go back to the key point, which is stopping suffering or needless suffering. Thank you.
And then, Deve, that question in the beginning, I repeat, I asked for animals to avoid you bringing in plants. You can't bring in plants in this. Deve, there's a big difference between plants and animals. That's why I asked, are we animals? Deve, do you get that? This comparison of plants and animals doesn't tally.
Yes, I did not want us to leave life behind. Life is life, right? Whether you are an animal or you are a plant, it's a life. And a plant responds to stimuli because it is alive, because that stimuli is positive or negative. If it is photosynthetic, then it will turn towards the sun. If it is a touch, some wither when you touch them, like are they mimosa, something like that. Yeah, so there's something going on there, whether we know it or not.
Okay, so
That's why
Deve,
they respond.
okay, Dave, what's your take on people keeping pets in zoos, animals confined in zoos, pet keeping?
Oh,
What's your take on that?
circus. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. There used to be animal circus. There used to be zoos, animals performing. I always say that it is weird that we want to see animals in confinement when we just did with the slavery. It is what was the difference? Actually, it was February is usually a Black History Month. I don't. By the way, I did not know if in Kenya we celebrate Black History Month. But anyway, it is just similar to slavery. Pets, on the other hand, I'm a little conflicted with the pets because there is an interdependence between animals and the pets. And if I'm going to think back, some pets are better taken care of than even human beings. So yeah, I think it's not the same. It's not the same thing. And I bet the vegans like Muriuki keep pets. So and they take very good care of them. But I draw the line at zoos. There is really no reason to have animals in zoos. There is nothing that will happen to me if I've never seen a bear at close quarters. Nothing. I'm not missing out on anything. It is not affecting my health. It's not affecting my longevity. It doesn't matter if I've not seen a lion. It doesn't affect my longevity. So that is why I have got a problem with the zoos. If you can go to if you can go to the park where the animal is free and you are able to see it somewhere as you go by, and you are not interfering. I just do not like humans interfering with animals unnecessarily. When a lion is feeding on a gazelle, and people are there watching it eat, it's just the same as how would you like lions to be watching you when you're having lunch? Just to me, that's how I look at it. It's very, very simply like stop watching animals having their lunch or having their whatever. Nobody's coming into your bedroom to watch you do your thing. Why are we watching the animals? Unless we are biologists studying. When it is a study, that's a different thing. But as watching as a sport, like as a sport, that says something about humans. We're just humans. We're not even like animals, because I don't think that other animals would be watching, like lions would go watch elephants doing their thing, or giraffes doing their thing. It's so that we are just so human in some ways. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Debe. Okay, Dorcas.
I think I hold the same position that Ndebe does on pets. I'm ambivalent about them because there are pros and cons towards owning pets and even keeping animals in zoos. Maybe that position might differ slightly from Deve's, but there are pros and cons for either. Let me start with the zoos. People justify zoos as a source of bringing attention towards certain animals, certain wild animals that are kept there. It serves an educational purpose. For some people who live in places that are not native to that particular animal, they would never have known how a certain species looks like, were it not for the zoo. So it has an educational purpose. And what is the use of that educational purpose? Preservation and custodial outcomes. If an animal is threatened, it's a threatened species, or it's facing extinction, then people that visit them in zoos might be encouraged to support those animals. They might invest in conservatories and habitat restorations for the ones that are in the wild. So that can be beneficial eventually to the other animals, not the ones in the zoos, but the other animals. Or if it is under serious threat of extinction, maybe there are just a few dozens of animals left, or maybe even 2 or 3 left in the world, then a zoo can assist in mating. It can control breeding for that animal and thus preserve the species. So it can extend it, and that can be helpful. As a negative, these zoos can be detrimental to the welfare of that animal. As I said previously, when Morioki asked us about whether animals have a voice, I said they might not talk like we do, but they can express displeasure. And it has been noted that in some zoos, that word, it's refusing my tongue. Animals in confinement in those places, in aquariums and zoos, tend to show signs of stress and depression, like that continuous pacing or biting themselves or just repetitive motion that is unnatural, that signals to you that they are not well. And there's also the issue of malnutrition, because we are giving them food according to our understanding and not according to what nature has planned for it. Maybe if it was out there hunting, it would have thrived more. So like the emaciated lion that we saw in Nairobi Safari Walk, that could be a case in point that maybe the nutrition it is getting in that zoo was not sufficient. So there's that problem. And of course, I also concur with Ndebe on not using animals for entertainment or as a circus. I think that's not necessary at all. Now, on pets, similarly, they have both pros and cons. I think pets have a really good deal. They get shelter, food, and safety, and in return, they give human beings comfort, companionship, love. You know, so there was even somebody who once said that if there's a burning building and there's a human baby, in fact, not even an adult, because maybe the adult is their enemy, but there's a human baby and there's his dog, he would first save his dog instead of the human baby. I have issues with that kind of moral reasoning, but that's how much human beings can love their pets. They really add meaning to pet owners' lives. So that's what the animal is expected to give. Then the animal also loses its freedom. It doesn't get to roam about in the wild or in the streets for that matter, because like we have street dogs, or we have, what are they called? There's a name for them among the pet welfare people. A stray. Yeah, we have
stray.
yeah, stray. So it's stray dogs. We have stray dogs, and they have it rough out there because there are so many challenges that they face, like irregular food access or violence and harm from maybe other dogs or even other creatures. So yeah, they have to discard their freedoms, and sometimes this is seen by shackling them or putting them in very limited spaces. For instance, when you like birds, you can have a pet bird and put it in a cage, right? Or you can create a really small kennel where you put your dogs, or when you're going out with your dogs, you you put them in chains. And some animal rights activists have said this is similar to slavery, but I think that is necessary. Putting them in chains when they're outside, or not a chain per se, but a leash, is necessary because animals, non-human animals are non-human animals. That wild streak is still in them. So some of them can bite other people. I told you guys I've ever slept in jail, and one of my jailmates was an Indian lady whose dog had bitten a baby or a toddler, some sort of toddler. Her dog just ran out and bit the neighbor. So that dog needed to be put on a leash. Yeah, so we cannot say that you can own the pet, but don't chain the pet or don't put it in a leash. No, no, no. It has to be put in a leash because it's going to harm humans, or sometimes they get into other people's property and they destroy them or do some harmful things. So they have to be confined in that respect. And then something like a bird, caging them, when you give them those benefits that you're giving them, it will have to forfeit its freedom by staying in the cage. If you remove it from the cage, chances are it will fly away. So I don't know whether there's a balance between those two, the losses that the bird experiences and the gains that it experiences from you petting it. That might be significantly different from things like cats or dogs. So, yeah, that is my take on pets. I'm neither here nor there. I don't like pets. I don't own pets. I think they are messy. I think they are smelly and they can cause allergies. So I want nothing to do with them. And that additional responsibility, I can just travel without having to think about where to take my pets, or I can't even go with them. Some places don't allow them. So I personally wouldn't, but there are valid reasons for owning pets and valid reasons for not owning them. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dorcas. Dorcas, quick question. Do you think there should be lions? Okay, like you said, if the animals like two or three are left, that makes sense. But now lions, cheetahs, is there a need for them to be confined somewhere? Why not go to a national park to see them in their natural place for conservation instead of keeping them enclosed and they're not in danger of extinction? Do you think there's need of keeping a lion like in a confined place and there are so many in the wild? Why not just go to the wild? What do you think?
Yes, that sounds like a good plan. I think it's always better to keep them in their natural habitat. And I think that solution should always be sought. It should be given priority. However, there are some locations where the habitat for that wild animal does not exist. So they have to recreate it in a zoo. But now I would recommend creating a zoo that is expansive. Don't constrict it in such a limited space. Make it very expansive and try and mimic its natural environment as much as possible, even if it means growing those things and putting trees and things like those that would mimic its wild environment. Do it. But I think that might not be a solution that is practical for all places in the world. Some are not natural to that animal's habitat.
Okay, thanks, Lucas. Capital letter J.
Okay, thank you again. Regarding this issue of pets and zoos, I think that we shouldn't be having animals in zoos. Yeah, as Ndeve said, a zoo is a prison. It's just for animals. And these animals cannot get to live the life they would have wished to live with the same overarching theme of reducing animal suffering. Yeah, as zoos do cause animal suffering also, as Dorcas highlighted. Maybe we can have zoos for not necessarily zoos, but rescue centers for animals that cannot survive in the wild, that maybe were born in captivity or anything like that. But of course, that should end with those animals. No additional animals should be captured or bred in those rescue centers, right? It is even more moral maybe to sterilize them so that those that are in those rescue centers can come to an end. All of them. When it comes to pets, I think that it is immoral. Again, we are going back with this to the same theme of reducing suffering. It is immoral to keep carnivorous pets. Your cat there, over its lifetime, it shall have eaten, I don't know, 50,000 omenas. Maybe you do not see omena as fish, as animals, but that is a huge number. Yeah? So each day you are keeping your carnivorous animal there, a dog, a cat, or whatever, is causing more suffering in the world. Yeah? So I would be okay, or wouldn't have a problem with someone keeping herbivorous pets as long as they can cater for all the needs of those animals, and those animals have a good life. They have a field to go and play, to go and run around and do everything. etc. But I'm against having carnivorous animals. If it is rats, you get a mouse trap or poison or something, but do not keep a cat. Also about pets, yeah, so maybe what is the solution with these pets? You could try and maybe sterilize as many of them as possible so that they do not reproduce these strays and these ones that stay at home, especially these carnivorous ones, so that we can end the suffering. Yes, I know someone will say, but these animals are carnivorous, like a lion and whatnot, but we are the ones who are breeding them. Yeah, a lion is out there in the jungle playing its role, but if you are breeding and making more and more of an animal that is going to go and kill, needs other animals to be killed for it to live, then that is on you. You're the one who is responsible for that suffering. Like maybe give an example of a tiger. Someone keeps a tiger, and that tiger needs to eat 5 goats a day. Yeah, you are the one who is responsible for killing 5 goats every day. Yeah, and not that tiger. And the moral thing to do is not to keep a tiger as a pet, because it is going to cause immense suffering to very many animals over its lifetime. So basically, that is my stance on that.
Thanks, Capital Rajay. I turned my dogs into vegan and they're very healthy. What do you think? I made them vegan and they're healthy.
That is very good. I stand with that because they are not causing any suffering. They are not killing rabbits. They are not killing chicken, or you're not going to buy a chicken that was killed to feed them. So yeah, that is not causing additional suffering if they are vegan.
Okay, thanks. I think, guys, we've discussed everything. I think we can close. So maybe we can give a closing remark about what we thought of the discussion. Yeah. So maybe Stano, you can give your closing remarks. Oh, Deve. Okay, Deve, go. Deve. Sorry, Deve.
Thanks, Muriuki. And I'm going to give my closing remarks and say dogs are not vegans. Dogs are just dogs. They are carnivores. Dogs are carnivores. Please, they will not eat my Hindi. That's, oh my goodness. But
okay,
anyway.
Deve. Okay, Deve, come on, Deve, listen, Deve. You know what I was saying, eh? If they are living in the wild, in the natural environment, it's different. Now they are with me, and if they want to be carnivorous, I bring a live goat and they kill it. That's a real carnivorous. But now if I buy meat for them, that's not a real carnivorous. I buy it, I cook for them. That's not a real carnivorous. So I do what I want as long as they are healthy. Because they kill in the world, in the natural world, they kill for themselves. Now if I buy meat, I'm still breaking the cycle, because I bought the meat and I cooked it. It's still not natural. What do you think?
Muriuki, you can do whatever you want with your dogs, and I can't do whatever I want with my cows. You can turn your dogs to herbivores, to vegan, but I can't turn my cow to meat. That okay, cow.
I won't
Okay,
kill them.
dogs.
I won't kill them. I'm not killing them. They live till they.
You are
Yeah.
literally killing them by turning them into vegans, into herbivores. They are not. Dogs are not. Anyway, it was a very good discussion, and I don't like the way Muriuki is treating his dogs. I don't like it.
They are healthy,
They,
They're very healthy. They're very, very
they
healthy.
said they said so. They need meat. Meat,
They're
man,
not in the
meat.
wild.
They need to eat meat.
In the wild,
They're not
Never in the wild. In the wild. In the wild. They're with me
anywhere.
now.
That they are dogs. It is just like telling me that cows, because I have them in my shed, they don't need grass. Cows eat grass. They are herbivores, pure herbivores. Dogs, they're pure carnivores. Well, maybe they can eat, no, but they are Yeah, dogs are carnivores.
But
It was a
they're with
great
us now.
conversation.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine,
It's a
fine.
great
Okay,
discussion.
okay. So, okay, Capital Letter J, closing remarks, and what you thought of the discussion.
Okay. Let me give one slight rebuttal to David there. But dogs, since we domesticated them, they can easily digest starch and whatever. Yeah, they'll be fine. What else is dogs will be fine. You can check on the research on that. Today's topic was very nice, though I didn't manage to get when it started, but I've enjoyed the discussion. It was intellectually stimulating, and it was a good spot. Everyone was a good spot. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Capital Letter J. Stano, closing remark.
I think the discussion was fine, but what I can say, if you can be able to make a dog be a vegetarian or be a vegan, I think you can also advocate for scientists and other people to cause all the carnivores like lion, leopard to become like a dog, to adapt that style. Because even the dog initially was a carnivorous, but it was because of the situation, it adapted to become a herbivorous. I think I was watching a movie called King Kasongo. King Kasongo trying to tell all the carnivores to be eating the grass. Yeah. So I think in that case you can just try to do the same thing to the lion. And about the releasing the animal, do you want to mean we need to release the cows, goat, chicken to go back to the wild?
Keep them as pets, Stano. Keep them. Some people keep them as pets. Keep it a pet paka it dies.
I'm saying this. I'm keeping chicken because I eat it. I'm keeping the cow because I eat. So if I don't want it to eat, so I can release it to go to the wild, to the back to the nature to try to survive there. And
No,
you
it
know,
can't.
according to the adaptation, it cannot survive unless I keep it.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Keep it like a pet. Like I keep dogs. Like I keep the dogs. You keep it as a pet. Don't kill it for food.
What's the benefit will I get when I keep it? Because for us as a human morality, we keep something that will help us to flourish or to keep us safe. Like a dog, I keep it for security. A cat, I keep it to try to make the rat and mouse away from my house, etc. So for a goat is to eat. But if I don't want to eat, why do I keep 20 goat in my homestead? If I don't keep them bull to work for me, why will I keep it? So all human beings, so we as human beings, we should release the domestic animal to the wilderness to try to survive there.
Don't keep them. Don't keep.
That means we don't need to have any cow in the wild, because the moment we release them, they will definitely go to a nesting. So that was my remark. Thank you.
Okay, so Dorcas, and you can close Dorcas.
All right. My final remark. Overall, I think vegans and vegetarians, as well as animal rights advocates, are coming from a good place. This discussion was not just about veganism, by the way. It was called animal rights. Is it ethical to keep humans? To keep animals as pets in zoos, to test them and then to eat them. So we were covering a range of issues. And I think animal rights advocates make sense with that idea of preventing the suffering of sentient beings. What are sentient beings? They are any species that can experience pain. I hear you. In fact, that is also an argument that is used against late stage abortion. Sentience, the fact that the fetus can experience pain. Now, where I disagree with the animal rights advocates is prioritizing animal rights over human rights or human well being. When it comes to medicine or medical advancements, there are so many treatments that would not have been possible without animal testing. And medicine is crucial for our survival. If you let an illness fester, it will kill you. Additionally, food, the same thing. Food is a matter of survival and we need it. If I remove animal proteins from my diet, I'm going to have to supplement so many nutrients where it is a hit or miss game that I might not always get right. And in the long run, it will harm my health. So, in that respect, I would not advocate for elimination of animal proteins. With that said, I think that I'm open to reducing suffering because, as I said, I agree with you. We should not have unnecessary suffering of sentient beings. So, I am an advocate of small scale farming, organic farming. I am even open to trying lab grown meat as long as it doesn't have synthetic chemicals that will harm me or make me susceptible to cancer. I think if it is organic in nature, that lab grown meat, I'm willing to give it a try. And if the meat actually tastes like meat, none of that synthetic vegan meat substitute. You know, there are those people who make veggie burgers, they make products that are supposed to mimic animal meat. I'm really against that. It tastes nasty and it's packed with chemicals. But the ones that maybe come from microbes or the ones that are organic in nature, they don't have chemicals. I think I'd be open to trying that out so that I can reduce animal suffering. But as for now, we have not gotten to that level yet. So I'm going to prioritize human well being first. Overall, thank you everyone for joining this discussion. I'd like to thank the moderator for taking on this role.
Dorcas, Cookie has come. I don't know if Cookie has something to say. Cookie has just joined us. I don't know if you have something to say. Cookie, anything to say on animal rights, animal eating, animal testing, animals being confined in zoos, pets? Cookie, do you have anything you can say? Cookie. Okay, so Dorcas, just close. Okay, yeah. Just close.
Perhaps he's not able. He's not able to speak. It's unfortunate, Cookie. You have come in at the 11th hour, or let me say the 11th second to the end. So yes, I'd like to thank the moderator who took on this role. At the very last minute, we were trying to ask the members generally to take it up, but nobody came forward. So we picked our resident vegan. And thank you, Morioki, for always taking the blows from us. Most of us are non-vegans. We are meat lovers, so we are always attacking you, and you are always holding brief for the vegans. So thank you for not taking it personally. It's an ideology. Everybody has a right to hold their different ideologies, and we will likely not see eye to eye on everything. As atheists, there is no Bible on how to live life. So I think I appreciate the work you do on behalf of vegans on the group. Thank you. I'd like to also thank Ndeve for her contribution throughout the discussion. It was very eye-opening. And most importantly, capital letter J, you added that much needed opposing voice. Yeah. Actually, in this topic, you are the proposing voice. We are the opposing voice. So apart from the moderator, we wouldn't have had a very engaging discussion if all of us agree on meat eating. So I'm really glad that you came to the meeting and you had pertinent points to put across. So kudos. I don't even know whether your picture is an indication of your stance because I'm seeing fruits on your profile picture. It could be an indication of how serious you are about
Lucas is in the
veganism.
group. He's in the SAS-K group. He's in the group.
Are you capital
Ye-
letter J?
Yes, I'm in the group.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sawa. So thank you so much for your input. It was very interesting and eye-opening. Thank you also, ex-Pastor Stano, for throwing in a few whatabouts and a few questions here and there. So guys, tomorrow we are having our video shoot. Whether we meet our target or not, I'm hoping that a few people might save us and help us to reach the target. I think we are 3,910 shillings short as per the last time I checked. I don't know if somebody else has contributed. So we are hoping between now and midday tomorrow, somebody will contribute and help us close the gap. But even if they don't, we'll just we'll just have to eliminate some of the expenses. Like when it comes to food, we might have to buy cheaper food. Maybe we'll need to go vegan. Maybe we'll eat ugali and sukuma wiki instead of rice and chicken, which we normally do. So yeah, we'll just have to see how to play around with the budget, but we are within range. So it's happening tomorrow at midday. Myra Residences. I'm going to share the room number in the morning because the custodian, the caretaker normally knows the room number in the morning. So I'll share the room number then. Please remember to carry your IDs because sometimes they require the IDs. So let's prepare for the worst on that. I look forward to having that discussion, to cooking with you guys, to enjoying each other's company and showing and then creating a secular community here at SAS-K. So yeah, see you tomorrow at Kilimani, Awings Kodek, off Awings Kodek Road, right after, what is that hotel called? Okay, I have to check. But the name of the stage is a certain hotel that you normally alight after Nairobi Women's. After you pass the Nairobi Women's stage, if you grab a 46, a Kawangware 46 bus, you tell them after Nairobi Women's, the next stage, I'm forgetting the name, but I'm going to write it on the group, of a hotel. So you alight there, and then you go to Rose Avenue and branch after, I think, 2 junctions. You branch into Kindaruma Road, where Myra Residences is. That is where the video shoot will be. Remember, if you are a closeted atheist, you don't have to appear in the video shoots. You can just wait for us to finish because they just take 2 hours total. After that, the rest of the day, we are vibing. And some people can sleep if they want to sleep also. Yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night. Bye.